Ever feel like networking is, I don't know, some kind of secret club?
Right, like everyone else got the memo, and you're stuck out here wondering what the password is.
Totally. But hey, that's what we're diving into today, how to make those genuine connections. No secret handshakes required.
Exactly. It's not about schmoozing or collecting business cards like they're going out of style.
Speaking of, we've got some great tips from Source Name Redacted on how to move past those awkward networking moments and actually build relationships that matter.
It's about time.
For real. So they emphasize this whole quality over quantity thing when it comes to building your network.
Yeah, it's not about how many names you can cram
Oh.
onto a spreadsheet. It's about, fostering those relationships that are actually valuable.
Makes sense. But how do you actually do that? Like everyone says go to industry events, but then what?
Well, first of all, you got to actually show up. That's step one.
Hmm.
But you're right. It's more than just showing up and hoping for the best.
Okay, so what's step two?
Think about it this way. You don't go on a first date without, at least some idea of what you're going to talk about.
Touche.
So have a couple of conversation starters in your back pocket. Things related to the event itself, maybe some common professional interests, that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
so instead of just, hi, nice to meet you, it's more like, hey, have you seen any good presentations today? Or what brings you to this thing?
Exactly. And then here's the real kicker, the follow-up.
Ugh, the follow-up. See, this is where I struggle. It feels so forced.
I get it. It can feel like you're just badgering people,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be a whole thing. A simple email, maybe mentioning something you talked about, just to stay on your radar.
Okay, so less, remember me, and more, hey, I was thinking about that thing we discussed.
Exactly. And maybe transition into a question or a resource you think they'd find valuable.
So it's not just about reminding them you exist, it's about offering some sort of value, which actually reminds me of another big thing our source mentioned being genuine.
Oh, 100%. People can spot a phony a mile away, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to feel like they're being worked.
So no more approaching networking like a used car salesman. Got it.
Precisely. Authenticity is key.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, show a genuine interest in what others are doing. Those relationships will develop way more organically.
Makes sense. And what about the digital age? It feels like there are so many ways to connect with people online now.
For sure. Our source actually talks about leveraging platforms like LinkedIn.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like it was built for this kind of thing.
Totally. It's a great way to connect with people in your field, share ideas, even just stay up to date on what's happening in your industry.
Plus, no need to stress about your handshake.
Exactly. But whether you're connecting in person or online, the same principles apply.
Hmm.
Be authentic, be engaging, and most importantly,
Be genuine.
yes, but also offer value.
Mhm.
Think about what you bring to the table and how you can help others. It's a two-way street.
So instead of constantly asking, what can you do for me? It's about approaching it like, hey, how can we help each other out?
Now you're getting it.
Yeah.
It's about fostering those mutually beneficial relationships. That's how you build a network that really lasts.
This has been super helpful. So to wrap things up, it sounds like the key takeaways are be authentic, show up, follow up, and offer value.
And don't forget to relax. Networking doesn't have to be this big, scary thing.
It's about building genuine connections, not just adding notches to your belt.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, one thing I'm curious about is how do you think this whole networking landscape might change in the future? What with AI, virtual reality, and who knows what's next? Something to ponder.